Okay, so today we're diving into a really intense, ancient text, chapter 3 of the Wisdom of Enoch. And let me tell you, this is not some gentle, feel good story. No, this is a stark, powerful, straight up prophecy of judgment. We're talking about a vision of cosmic justice where every single thing you do has a final, unavoidable consequence. So here's how we're going to tackle this. We'll break it down into 5 parts, which really tell the story of what I'm calling the Great Reversal. First, we'll look at the 2 very different fates at play. Then we'll get into the sinner's false sense of security. After that, it's the long list of complaints against them, followed by the big one, the Day of Judgment. And we'll wrap it all up with that final, shocking reversal of fortunes. Yeah, this text does not mess around. I mean, right from verse 1, it just lays it all out. It draws this really clear line in the sand, On one side, you've got the righteous, and on the other, the sinners. Their destinies couldn't be more different. And the thing is, it's presented not just as a conflict, but as a guaranteed outcome. So this huge divide is basically the setup for everything that follows. Let's take a closer look at who these 2 groups are and, what's in store for them. Because it is drastically different. And wow, the difference is just night and day. If you're righteous, you've got this direct line to the divine. Your prayers get heard, salvation is basically a done deal. But for the sinners, it's the total opposite. Their own actions build this wall between them and, well, everything good. Their destruction is coming. And all those things they thought were their greatest achievements, nope, they're going to be presented as evidence against them. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. The text doesn't just start by, pointing fingers and condemning the sinners. Instead, it actually builds them up first. It lets us see the world through their eyes, a world where they're successful, they're secure, and they feel totally invincible. I mean, just listen to that swagger. This is literally their inner monologue. They're looking around at all their stuff, their overflowing barns, their silver, all their possessions, and they're thinking, we've made it. We won. They think all this wealth is proof that they're on top, and now they can do whatever the heck they want. But then, bam, the prophecy just yanks the rug right out from under them. It uses this amazing metaphor, saying all their riches are like water. Why? Because they got them through injustice, so they have no real substance. You can't hold on to water, right? It's going to slip right through your fingers. And that's their wealth. It's going to vanish just as fast as it showed up. Their whole foundation is basically a mirage. So from this point on, the prophecy starts to build its case, almost like a prosecutor. And it's not just making vague accusations. Oh no, it gets super specific, listing out a whole catalog of crimes. And it uses this really powerful repeating phrase to hammer the point home. That phrase is woe to you, and you hear it over and over and over again. It's like this steady, relentless drum beat, and with every beat, a new charge is read out in this kind of cosmic courtroom. It's a really effective way to make this list of sins feel absolutely overwhelming and inescapable. And the list starts with greed and oppression. The text goes right for the jugular, targeting the source of their power, economic injustice. It calls out people who build their fortunes on the hard work of others, people who cheat and lie in business, basically anyone whose wealth comes from shady dealings instead of honest labor. But it's not all about the money. The next round of charges deals with something maybe even worse, the corruption of truth. This is a big one. It condemns people who write and spread lies in godless words, who take honest language and twist it for their own benefit, and who basically go out of their way to lead others down the wrong path. And here's the kicker, the really crucial point. You can't pretend you didn't know. The text looks you straight in the eye and says, don't even think for a second that your actions are secret. It states with total certainty that a perfect record is being kept. Every single sin, every single day, is written down in heaven. Nothing, and I mean nothing, gets missed. So you have all these specific charges, this perfect record keeping, and it's all building towards one thing, one single, inevitable moment, the climax of the whole prophecy, the Day of Judgment. You could say it's the day the bill finally comes due. And the text just puts this chilling question out there directly to the sinners. It's a total challenge. It's like, okay, big shot. With all your power and all your money, where are you going to run? What are you going to do when you hear the prayers of the people you crushed finally being answered? The answer, of course, is nowhere. There is nowhere to run. The text makes it crystal clear. There is no hope of escape. And then it delivers this final, brutal blow. It tells them they know no ransom. Think about that. All that earthly money they thought could buy them anything, it's completely worthless here. There is no bailout, no get-out-of-jail-free card. And the description of this judgment is just raw. It's brutal. The imagery is anything but subtle. It paints this picture of total chaos, of violent overthrow of everything they built. I mean, one of the most intense lines describes a horse walking breast-deep in the blood of sinners. It's a vision of complete and total collapse for the wicked. So where do they end up? Well, the metaphors are all about absolute ruin, a furnace of fire. All that glory and power they had is replaced by shame, slaughter, and a kind of poverty and despair that's way worse than anything they ever forced on anyone else. This massive, cataclysmic event brings us to the grand finale. This is the ultimate payoff of the entire chapter. It's the moment where everything, and I mean everything, gets turned on its head. This is that great final reversal of fortunes that was promised right from the beginning. And here it is, side by side. You can't miss it. For the sinners, what's their fate? Shame, fire, no peace ever. But for the righteous, angels are celebrating, their prayers are heard, salvation is a lock. Every single advantage the sinners had in the earthly world is just gone, wiped out, replaced by a totally new spiritual reality. And this last promise to the righteous, wow, it's incredibly powerful. They aren't just saved from the fire, they are treasured. The text says they'll be guarded as the apple of an eye. You know what that means? It means they're seen as something infinitely precious, something to be protected at all costs. It is the ultimate vindication. So what are we left with? This incredibly powerful vision. The Wisdom of Enoch gives us a world of absolute moral certainty. The lines between right and wrong are crystal clear, and the consequences are 100% guaranteed. And it kind of makes you wonder, right? It forces us to ask a really tough question. What does it mean for us, for our society, when that kind of certainty is lost?